Stand and deliver. Aimpoint Academy winner Johannes steps into Franz Albrecht's shoes and lands a dream drive with David recording all the action.
I don't know what to say, honestly. So much happening. It's crazy.
We're going to slice that
What
along.
to do with all that fallow meat? Cai cooks up an answer with a beautifully presented festive venison parcel roll package thingy. But great Christmas crackers, it's tasty. Ian Hodge is Father Christmas, David has the news on the news stump, and James puts together the top YouTube hunting films in this week's Hunting YouTube. Welcome to Fieldsports Britain. This is what the Aimpoint Academy 2023 was all about. A chance to be right here, right now. Out of 20 Aimpoint Academy finalists chosen from across Europe, 2 young men stood out. Jules Briand from France, who is just 18, and Johannes Kesselstadt from Germany.
So much happening. It's crazy.
Having survived screen tests, exams, interviews and shooting assessments, these guys came through on top, earning them their place on this driven hunt and, for Johannes, the chance to share the experience with David capturing his every move.
How you feeling?
Good. A few more cables than usual. What the hell?
Aimpoint is famous for working with amazing hunting estates, and over the next 2 days we will visit 2 of the best in southern Sweden.
In the forest?
It will be an opportunity for the guys to use some of their Academy prizes, such as the Harkila clothing set and of course the Aimpoint Acro red dot sight. Joining Johannes and Jules are guests from America and Europe, including Gilruth from the Hunter Brothers and Vukasin and Milan from the Wild Serbia YouTube channel, who are also filming the event. The weather is unseasonably warm, wet and windy, with plenty of leaves on the trees, which makes it tough to see and hear the animals winding their way through the forest.
Don't shoot in that direction. Yeah.
The beach is coming this way.
Okay.
So you are in the end of the drive, you can say.
Okay.
But still, it will be certainly.
Stand 1, and poor Johannes has to get used to sharing his hunting experiences with an audience.
It's been a long time coming, but are you excited?
Yeah, first day of the season is always exciting. For sure. I mean, it's normally driven hunting season 4 starts in maybe end of October, beginning of November. This is different. It's warm, it's a bit windy, but lots of game probably in the drive, so I think we will have a great day.
Stand 1 is a blank. It would have helped Johannes to get off the block so he could relax into the day, but that's unlikely to happen anytime soon.
Congratulations about winning the academy, but did you learn anything during those few days with Eric and the guys?
I learned a lot about my rifle shooting. Also learned a lot about different hunting cultures, because we were 20 candidates from 15 different countries, I think, and it's fun to exchange like experience and knowledge, good food, good people, good shooting, and lucky enough I won it. But we haven't shot anything yet.
On stand 2 we have trains and cars added for good measure. There's a lot to think about before pulling the trigger. Imagine this in the UK.
It's turning around. Time for some limbo.
Stand 3 and we feel we are owed a chance.
The spot looks great. We have a lake in front of us. And we've been told there's lots of fallow deers here, but we haven't seen any yet in the first 2 drives. So let's hope for the best. Fallow.
Finally, a line of fallow appear.
sure that it was on the ground. Finally. Patience pays off, I say. Oh my God. Did you actually stay on the right one?
I don't know. I didn't know which one you were going to shoot. So.
I wanted to shoot the first calf, but it was jumping off the road, so I was like, okay, I'm taking the second one.
Okay, so it's better.
We'd been told calves first, 1 spiker per stand, and a €10,000 fine for shooting a roe deer. The other rule is if you injure an animal and it runs on, your drive is over. This, of course, focuses the hunter's mind on the job and means the dog handlers spend less time tracking injured animals.
So where you normally hunt in Germany, do you get many fallows?
No, not at all. We have some in our areas, but I haven't hunted too many of them, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a trophy calf though, is it? Let's be honest.
No, it wasn't.
To complete day one, we celebrate the game. A large fallow buck and wild boar represent the rest of the bag. Tomorrow is another day and another estate where we are expecting a lot of deer.
Thank you.
Back to the Academy, and of the 20 finalists, one Fieldsports Channel viewer was guaranteed a place at the event. That lucky person was George Lawrence. He was interviewed as part of the experience.
I was watching Fieldsports Britain, which I just thought that looked like a good experience. Sign up, probably won't ever happen. And then I got the phone call and I was like, oh, another scam. It's another call centre or something.
Sweden?
Yeah, that's what I thought. It didn't click until then I just heard Aimpoint. I was like, no way. It was literally like winning the lottery. I just couldn't. I was ecstatic for the rest of the week. And then I had problems with the passport and I thought they're never going to get us on the duty again. And I was really worried, but yeah, I'm so glad I've been able to make it happen and that. And I'd say it's probably one of the highlights of my life so far. Definitely. It really is, yeah.
Alexander Nordin ran the Academy for Aimpoint and sees the graduates as his future ambassadors.
Smile, Eric.
We had Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Germany, Poland, Switzerland, Germany, France, basically all the Baltic states as well. So yeah, anywhere we go, we'll have these ambassadors, so they can help us out, and they're for them it's of course cool to be part of the business or the industry, so to say. And for us, it's super helpful to have someone that is not an employee, because obviously we will talk very good about the product. But if you can have someone external, so to say, that gives you good help, I think.
Cool. Now we were part of the process, which was great fun. How did our guys do?
We had George from the UK. George.
Your English accent's doing really well.
Thank you. He's a young lad. He came, not obviously, but most of the UK market is very good with their shotgun, less experienced with the rifle for running target. Yeah. And he was very open with where he was when he arrived and when he left. He was really amazed what you can do with your shotgun skills and transfer that into shooting the rifle on moving target. So he did very, very well. He didn't win, but he's a good asset for us also to use in the UK market for future events.
Brilliant. So, two guys today. We've got Johannes and we've got Jules. What made them different? What made them the ones you wanted to choose?
So, of course, we needed certain skills in hunting with the shotgun and with the rifle, of course. Otherwise, they couldn't really take part of this event. Also, English skills. Of course, so we can have an audience that understands what they're saying. And then just the appearance, like, you know, when you get 20 persons into a group and from second number one you start to judge each other, someone being the leader, someone being more relaxed, staying in back. But these guys were gentle, helped each other out, and really good guys, I must say.
Is this a template for doing other stuff? Do you think there will be other Aimpoint Academies? Have you got a lot out of it?
Can't tell you, but I just received the dates for, we partner up with some other companies to look at a more sports shooting orientated event with the handguns. So this is, I don't think this have ever happened in Europe at least. So yeah, I just received the dates 3 days ago, so we're still planning, but that will happen during next year if everything goes according to plan.
Drive 1, day 2 and hopes are high. The ground is flat, open and completely different to yesterday. As the drive starts, it turns into the Serengeti.
It's a big one. 50 maybe? What do you think?
There are animals everywhere. It is quite a spectacle and we hope that something, anything, will come in our direction. The closest call is 150 metres to our left. That's right in front of another stand, so we don't interfere. Stand 2 and we receive some news as we head towards the high seat.
They've seen a wolf and it apparently went in the direction we now have to go to catch our high seat. So let's go. And that's why I already have a loaded gun. Just in case.
Wolves obviously have a huge impact on the local wildlife, and that may explain our lack of action. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes there's a drive that delivers beyond expectations. And Johannes and David save the best until last. They knew it showed promise as a group of about 20 animals were in front of the stand as they walked the 500 metres towards it.
Last opportunity.
Last chances, yeah. Let's see. Still lots of wind, so we can't really hear the animals, but we have very open stand, so we can see very far. The wind is getting worse and worse. And we've already seen some animals, but no chance.
Then the drive starts.
It's a good shot. It's going to drop.
Explain that.
We're back in the game. So I think
calf, yeah?
I think the big group we saw at the beginning came back, and then I shot the first calf, which had a good shot. That's why I saw a good hit. So that's why I didn't shoot. Took a second one, and then I really just looked at the group if there's a chance to shoot another one, and then the second calf disappeared. I think the first shot was in front, and the second one was good, and it rode like it did. So I'm very, very happy. What do you think?
It's good. It's good.
Good.
I think you're waiting to see that first calf was actually going to fall over because it's sort of.
Yeah, I stayed on the first one just to make sure, but I didn't want to take an unnecessary shot.
Yeah.
Exactly. Perfect. Are you happy with me?
I'm very happy.
Okay.
You have to wait and see whether you're happy with me or not.
I'm very happy with you.
He takes 2. What is impressive is Johannes's cool-headedness and considerate shooting. He ensures the animal he's shot is finished before considering moving on. He also has to be mindful of the wind. It's buffeting the ticker rifle. The next opportunity is at longer range. Again, Johannes makes sure.
Explain that.
Wait, there's more. It's my sickness of shotgun shooting is that I miss in front of a lot if I just don't think about the lead. But the good thing is that you don't wound animals too much. The second shot I think was good, but it just didn't fall down, so I just took a third one just to be sure, because on this hunt, if we shoot something and it doesn't drop in eyesight, we're not allowed to shoot anymore. So just be extra sure to kill everything. I'm also connected with the radio, so I know they're already busy with some wounded animals, so just be extra sure to finish that animal off. I think was the right decision.
Not long after reloading the ticker, he ignores the doe and goes for the spiker.
I think the first shot was okay, but again, took a second one just to make sure. What do you think?
Yeah, forget that. Don't talk to me. Well done.
Okay.
I mean, that was tricky, yeah?
It was tricky, yeah.
Pricket.
Pricket.
The pricket.
Yeah.
Finally we got a pricket.
Yeah.
So we're allowed one a stand, yeah?
I am.
First one we've seen, really.
It is, and I think that's the reason why I took also like, okay, I have to take the shot for sure. Very nice, very happy.
Final stand.
Final stand, yeah.
Final stand, and it's come good.
Yeah. It's a bit more tricky than the other ones because I was surprised when the leading one was speeding up.
Yeah.
Because it couldn't have been our wind, and I think she didn't see us, but I think it was all right.
The shot cam shows his Aimpoint Academy technique of contact, focus, kill. Seconds later, there's a youngster behind us. We nearly missed it as Johannes and David were still chatting about the spiker.
Maybe we should focus a little more. What do you think?
Then a fast fallow calf darts in front of the stand. Johannes holds off.
Why didn't I take that one?
Yeah.
Just didn't feel comfortable with the shot, to be honest. With the wind, the barrel moves, and it was really fast, not too close, and yeah, I just didn't feel comfortable with it. That's why I didn't take the shot. That's it.
Small target.
Yeah, a small animal. We already got some good ones, I think. So, and we were told not to take any risky shots, and for me that felt like a 50-50 chance to do a good shot. So just let that one through. Maybe it's coming back. We'll see.
The next two fallow leave Johannes speechless.
You alright?
Wait. I don't know what to say, honestly. So much happening. It's crazy. 6?
No.
7?
Spiker?
Spiker, calf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's crazy. It is really crazy.
With the drive nearing its end, one of the beaters comes over to check in with us.
7, yeah.
All down.
Thank you.
All down.
All down. I do it, it's fine. I feel bad. I'm young, you know. I can do this. It's fine.
Can do it. I'm also young.
Yeah. The final push.
We saved the best for last, didn't we?
I think so too. It was an amazing last drive. Luckily I didn't wound any animals, and I think these were all perfect to shoot. Yeah, I'm really speechless, I have to say. Thank you very much. It was an honor having you with me in my high seat.
Pleasure, absolute pleasure. Thoroughly enjoyed it. But what a past sort of six weeks you've had. It's just been a bit crazy, yeah?
Yeah, it's been crazy, and this is just the peak of it, to be honest. And we're not finished yet. We're going duck hunting tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll remember this for a very long time.
Next time we will join Johannes and Jules on a duck hunt. For more information about Aimpoint Red Dot sites, go to aimpoint.com. Thanks, Johannes. All at Aimpoint, and well done, Fieldsports Nation member George. Now, in this week's Fieldsports Extra, we have a gun shop owner, a seated retrieve, and an Aimpoint superstar.
And I'm still not really over it now, really. It's all a bit surreal.
And you'll be seeing more of that gun shop owner later in this show. Also in Fieldsports Extra, we gave away a Caddyshack catapult, kindly donated by Wayne Martin. And this week we're giving away more than £100 worth of Skinner's dog food. Easiest way to win is to watch Fieldsports Extra, which goes out the night before this show. Only to Fieldsports members. Easiest way to watch Fieldsports Extra is to join those members, the Fieldsports Nation, and we will send you a goodie box. Link below, and a link to Skinner's website too if you want to order its dog food. They do 10% off if you subscribe. Now, next up, from Aimpoint to Aimless, it's David on the Fieldsports Channel News Stump.
This is Fieldsports Channel News. The Daily Mirror has launched an attack on reindeer hunting in Norway. In a story timed to coincide with Christmas, the UK newspaper announces that British hunters go to Norway to hunt reindeer. This will not be news to the 4 million people who watched Cai Ap Bryn's Norwegian reindeer hunt on Fieldsports Channel, but it took the London media by surprise, and we wheeled out Charlie to defend hunting tourism on TV chat shows. For its front page story, the Mirror used a photograph from the hunting outfitter, apparently without permission. Fieldsports Channel has had success this year helping copyright holders charge for photographs in national newspapers, and we plan to launch a multi-million-pound action against national newspapers in 2024.
I've just come out of GB News TV studio in London. You can probably tell hairspray is still working. This story's come about because newspapers are still stealing photographs of people going hunting from Facebook and other social media, and we can get money back from them for this. So if you've been affected by this, if a newspaper's taken your photograph and used it, please get in touch with me on the email address that's appearing on screen, and we'll take them to the cleaners.
The RSPB has announced a list of wildlife it killed in 2022. The bird charity wiped out 400 foxes, 500 roe deer and nearly 1,000 red deer, as well as protected species such as barnacle geese and lesser black-backed gulls. In a statement, the organisation says its wildlife culls are legal and that nature conservation is often about making tough decisions. It adds that the decisions we take are judged by the outcomes we achieve. But it doesn't reveal the extent of the failures of projects in which it is a partner, including the Curlew project in Wales and the Cai Ap Bryn project in Scotland, or its refusal to take part in the government's hen harrier conservation programme. The Welsh Government is under fire again for ignoring the needs of rural communities. Natural Resources Wales has removed magpies from the 2024 new general licences for wild bird control in Wales. They no longer fall under GL1, which covers the control of birds which can cause serious threats to livestock, foodstuffs, crops, vegetables and fruit. Instead, those needing to control the birds will have to apply for a special individual licence. In 2022, NRW removed magpies from GL4, so the Welsh could no longer shoot magpies to protect rare songbirds. Both Basque and the Countryside Alliance criticised the new decision for making life harder for farmers and country people.
The Countryside Alliance does not believe that there is enough evidence to justify NRW's decision. They say that they've taken the decision because the magpie declined in its population in Wales from between 25 and 50%. However, what we must remember and put this into context is that the magpie population absolutely soared between the 1970s, 1990s, within that 20-year gap. And so we need to be we need to be aware really of where the measure has come from in the first place to have a look at this population decline. And furthermore, the UK population as a whole declined by just 4%. And so we need to put that into context as well. And we do not believe that by having the magpie on General Licence 01, as it has been in the past, has played a part at all in the decline in the magpie population. And so we feel there is not just enough justifiable evidence, yet again presented by NRW, to remove the magpie from General Licence 01.
Staying in Wales, and the National Gamekeepers Organisation is supporting legal action against the Welsh Government for banning the use of humane cable restraints. It became illegal to use all snares in Wales earlier in 2023, despite pleas from conservation groups and farmers that their use was vital to protect threatened species from predation. The NGO has now given its support to a claim in the courts challenging Welsh ministers to reverse the ban. Wales is believed to have the largest population of foxes of any country in Europe. One of the species most under threat from them is the curlew. Gamekeepers fear that a snare ban will lead to their extinction in Wales. There's good news for pheasant shoots in England. The High Court has granted permission to BASC to bring a judicial review of DEFRA's decision to withdraw the GL43 general licence. By doing so, DEFRA banned the release of birds within 500 metres of European designated special protection areas in England, as outlined in a podcast we recorded with BASC at the Carter Jonas Game Fair Theatre. Link to that below. It also extended the English general licences into the area of game birds, which it had previously avoided. BASC is using its fighting fund to support the High Court challenge. Tony Blair banned fox hunting after a £1 million donation to Labour from an animal rights group, according to Peter Mandelson. Reported in the Daily Telegraph, the former business secretary claimed the organisation put the then Labour leader under pressure to ban the countryside pursuit. He said the debate got pretty transactional and said the animal rights body insisted on the ban in return for the cash. The new CEO of the Moorland Association has spoken out about the challenges he's facing in his new role. Andrew Gilruth says the world can't keep ignoring the importance of moorland as a resource for both nature and the economy.
I think some of the important challenges ahead are reminding ourselves that this open heather moorland is some of the rarest habitats on earth. I mean, if people seem to have forgotten that. We seem to know more about hay meadows in the south of England than we do about heather moorland in the north of England. And we've also got to be conscious about how we genuinely best look after and protect that. And it goes, as a matter of record, you've only got to look across to Wales, which used to have some of the most productive driven grouse moors in the UK. After the Second World War, the keepers didn't return. That land was broken up and a lot of it was forested over. And as a result, those upland habitats have been lost. That's a matter of fact. We know that. There are some concerns that similar things may happen in Scotland, and clearly we need to act to make sure that we do protect those landscapes in England and those communities which depend on them.
Police in Lancashire have reduced hare poaching with dogs. The South Lancashire Rural Task Force says it's reduced hare poaching in its area by 2/3. It has made 8 successful prosecutions and seized 6 vehicles as part of Operation Galileo, which is linked to the National Wildlife Crime Unit. Here's something unusual from a Fieldsports Channel member. Rab Boyd snapped these pictures of a Baltimore oriole enjoying a snack from a bird feeder. Nothing unusual there until you realise that Rab lives in Fife, Scotland, and this little bird is a long way from its home in the USA. No one knew what the mystery bird was either until it was identified as an American visitor with help from the Scottish Gamekeepers Association. And finally, a team of Fieldsports Channel members are heading for an interesting Christmas, rowing 3,000 miles across the Atlantic to Antigua in the Caribbean. You may remember we spoke to former servicemen Tom Atkinson and Paul Roadnight at the 2023 British Shooting Show, where they announced a 30-day marathon row. They're currently 18th in the 4-man crew section of the world's toughest row, which started earlier in December 2023. With giant waves and little more than a bucket for a loo between 4 of them, they've gone for the least comfortable Christmas we can think of. We wish them the very best of luck, and you can follow their progress via the link below. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts. Have a great Christmas.
Thank you, David. And you can make David's day by clicking like and subscribe below this film. Thank you. Next up, a word from Aimcam. And if you would like to buy an Aimcam, there is a link below. Next, Cai Ap Bryn has menu ideas for the sporting Christmas dinner.
Well, Merry Christmas. We're going to do a venison roulade with some nice festive stuffing. I've got a really, really nice fallow loin here. Shot the deer about 3 weeks ago, hung it for about 10 days, butchered it, defrosted it last night, ready for today's recipe. So, all in all, I've got the sausage meat, I've got cranberries, I've got chestnuts. That's all going to go in the sausage meat. And then we're going to wrap it in bacon and finish it with a really nice spicy cranberry glaze. Now what I'm going to do, I am going to cut this along all the way till about half a centimetre from the end, then we'll flip it over. So literally we're going to slice that along. Now if you do cut through some of it, don't worry, because you can always patch this up with the bacon. It's not a problem. So I'm just measuring it there, like that, okay? So what I'm going to do now is flip this over, like that, just score that. So that's the first time. I'm going to do this again, all the way through. You see, I'm going to stop right before the end there, flip it over, and then you've got like a nice rectangle piece of meat, okay? So now I've done that, I've got a little tool here, which is a tenderizer. The method in this madness is to put a load of holes in it. So when you place your sausage meat on and you cook it, it renders through the holes and just makes it extra kind of moist. There's no fat in venison. So we're adding the fat through it. So you can cook, that means you can cook this all the way through. Because you've got sausage meat, you need to cook this, to a safe temperature, above 75 degrees. Because all that fat and all the flavour and all that festive stuffing is just going to seep through it. So now we're going to go on to the stuffing. These are kind of store-bought chestnuts that are back-packed. Really, really nice and moist and easy to chop. So I'm just going to coarsely, roughly chop these. And sometimes you want like those big bits in there anyway, a bit of texture and a bit of flavour. So I'm just going to mix this all together with that sausage meat. And I've used some really good quality sausage meat here. Now what I'm going to do is just stretch that across. Just a little bit of salt and pepper. Like that. I'm going to roll it really, really tight, as tight as I can. Like that. All the way to the end, trying to keep it central as I can. So you're wrapping that sausage meat inside, like that. You can see that, look. You can see it all rolled inside. So the next stage, I'm going to set that aside. We're going to lay out our bacon. Now what we're going to do is add 3 coming out the sides, because this will fold over and seal in the ends. So I've got my parchment paper now, and what I'm going to do is just stick this side to it, wrap in the top, like that.
Very nice, Kai.
And then roll tightly, like that, okay? Isn't that gorgeous?
That looks beautiful.
Look, almost looks professional.
It does.
So
You should try this, you know.
I know, I keep thinking of a career change. So that's our venison parcel there. Now I'm going to tie this. I've done it before, you don't have to tie it and it's fine, but sometimes it can misshapen once it's cooking. And we're going to finish it off now with that glaze I was telling you about. So 2.5 tablespoons of cranberry jelly, a little dash of maple syrup, maybe half a teaspoon or if that of chili flakes, star anise, and I've got like a cinnamon stick in there that I've been cooking with it. And all I'm going to do is just give it just a sweet glaze. Beautiful. So I'm going to bung that in the oven now. That's at 170, and that's going to go in until I get the internal temperature of above 75. And then what we'll do, we'll carve that open, and then we'll show you what it looks like when it's done. I've got my glad rags on, so we're going to head off now, aren't we, really? After we get this out, that is. We're off for another deer stalk using some of the Hick micro products that they sent us. So looking forward to testing them out in the field, and looking forward to tasting this as well. Look at that. I like to give it just another little once over. Now that looks fantastic. That looks beautiful. Full of flavour. Wild meat, done with a real festive stuffing, with a nice kind of slightly spicy festive glaze. You'd really want to rest this for 10-15 minutes, wrap it, rest it. We haven't got time, we need to get stalking. So we're just going to carve a piece off the end, because I know that you're excited to try some, so am I. Look at that. Do you want me to blow it cold for you?
I don't want to grab hold of your
meat parcel?
Meat parcel. Don't blow on the meat parcel.
Don't cut your fingers on the knife either.
Thank you. Oh,
it's up there, isn't it? Really is. Wow. And because we did it in the way that we did, we rolled it flat, we tenderized it, put the sausage meat, stuffing meat in there, rolled it up. It's like tender and it's moist all the way through. It's not dry, it's not gamey at all. It's outstanding, actually.
That's right. Happy Christmas, young man.
Oh, and you too. Perfect.
Next, what would you like in your stocking? Ian Hodge from Cornish gun shop Ian Hodge Fieldsports has suggestions. Well, ho ho ho, would you believe it? Father Christmas lives in Cornwall and owns a gun shop. It's Ian Hodge from Ian Hodge Fieldsports.
Well, Merry Christmas I could better start off with. So we've been around the shop and thought, now what would I like? So I thought I'd just pick a few things up that I would like at Christmas to see if other people think the same. We'll start off, this is a bit more than a stocking filler. This is the Leopold Mackenzie binoculars. My daughter actually took these on a charity walk over the summer. She just couldn't believe the clarity on them. Leopold, you don't need to say no more than that name, quality. And at £185 you get a lot of binocular. Well, next we got the traditional cartridge bag, a nice one here from the Guardian range of luggage. We've got rifle cases and shotgun cases as well, all to match. The main thing what we look for is good stitching around here. There's nothing worse than having a cheap bag or poorly made bag that then rips. So for me, it needs to be fitted well there, and we also need the lid to be able to fold right back over. That one is absolute another bargain at £54.95. Here in Defenders, Swapcom. We sold these now for about 2 years, and to be honest, when we first started stocking them, I thought, a lot of money, who's going to buy them? but believe me, once you used a pair, you'll never look back. As all electronic earmuffs, they will block out the bang, but you can talk like we're talking now, and no problem. You can hear birds, you can hear a roe snap a twig in the woods. They are absolutely brilliant. They're all around the same sort of money, not the cheapest, but they range from $260 to $285. Now a bit more stocking filler this time. Nice woolly hat from Jack Pike. Jack Pike's one of our biggest products that we sell here. The range of clothing and equipment is fantastic, good quality and works well. This is a lovely little hat, picked out, $12.95. Who wouldn't be happy with that? Certainly more gifty, which we do a lot of different products now, along with pewter stuff and cut glasses and so on. So we got this is cheese set. So after you've had your meal at your shoot, and then you start on the cheese and the port, what better implements than these to use? This complete set for £25. So this is a lamp that we have sold almost since I started, nearly 30 years ago. The Light Force Striker. We don't sell so many of them now because the nature of things have moved on and it's thermal and night vision, but we do still sell loads and loads of these. A lot of people still like them. Australian made, extremely well made, very few issues with them. They've improved them year on year on. Any little issues that have come up, they've improved on them to make them totally reliable lamp. And the price on that one now is £85. So this is Cadwell. We sell a lot of the Cadwell products, very well made range of products, everything for the shooting person. This is one particular little rest that we sell that is proved very popular. They do a complete range of rests, so it just makes life a bit easier when you're zeroing or just plinking or whatever. Just holds the gun nice and steady. This would set you back £45. Christmas Eve this year is on a Sunday, so we open Saturday as normal, which was 10 o'clock to 12:30. So for anybody that is desperate, most people are a lot more organised. We give people plenty of opportunity to actually come in by opening late and so on, and being open as much as possible, but some people always leave it late. But if anybody comes in and they haven't got a clue what to get their husband or wife or whoever, come in and speak to us and we can point them in the right direction. So I've got 4 elves altogether, but I got 3 full-time and 1 part-time elf. They're excellent. They run the shop for me basically. Excellent. All the girls, they know the stuff, whether you're talking about something like this or the twist rate on a rifle, to telescopic sights, or what clothing there is and what you need or don't need.
And you can see more from Ian Hodge Field Sports on his website. There's a link below.
Thanks, Ian. Now from festive retail ideas to the wider world of hunting and shooting on YouTube, brought to you by James Marchington, it's Hunting YouTube.
This is Hunting YouTube, where I pick my favourites from the latest hunting and shooting videos on YouTube. First this week, here's a lovely, thoughtful film from Peter Jones of County Deerstalking, who argues that hunters hold the high moral ground when it comes to harvesting sustainable natural food and improving biodiversity and the environment. Next up, this is Hunting the Hard Way. Clay Hayes is in the Rocky Mountains, braving winter storms and rugged country to hunt elk with a flintlock muzzle loader. Meanwhile, the Gritty Channel are living up to their name, hunting in the mountains and forests of Kodiak Island, needing all their patience and determination to take a mature black-tailed buck. Staying in the States, here's a deer hunting film with a very different style. Outdoors Alley is bow hunting in the woods, climbing up a tree using an ingenious contraption called a tree saddle. It doesn't look very comfortable, but it seems to work. More bow hunting, this one with Tim Wells, who's after predators like coyotes and bobcats using a variety of methods, including trapping and calling them to bow and rifle. Now for a complete change, here's Eric Airguns having some plinking fun with a Daisy Model 25 pump-action BB gun. He calls it the Cut the Can Challenge, hanging up an empty drinks can and battering away till it falls in half. There's a lot of interest in 410s at the moment, and in this film, Rob Speed takes one out at Ashcombe Shooting Ground for a clay competition against Jack with his 12-bore. It's a bit one-sided, of course, but it's not about the winning, it's the fun of shooting the little gun at some challenging targets. Finally this week, here's the latest gun review from Lloyd Patterson, trying out a very tidy example of a second-hand, handmade Belgian Browning, the B25A1. As Lloyd says, they don't make them like this anymore. Well, that's it for this week. I've put all these films into a playlist for you. Click on the eye symbol top right or check this film's description. If you have a YouTube film you'd like us to pop into the weekly top 8, email me the link, jamesm@fieldsportschannel.tv.
And that's it for this week. If you haven't done so already, please whiz over to our website, fieldsportschannel.tv, where you can click to like us on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, pop your email address into our register page, and we'll contact you about this show, Fieldsports Britain. It's at 7 p.m. UK time every Wednesday, and this has been Fieldsports Britain. Good hunting, good shooting, good fishing, and goodbye.